Shalom. Okay, so I've regressed. I'm wearing the shirt again. You guys are gonna have to pray for me when it comes to this shirt. It's so comfortable. Oh my god, it's so comfortable. My husband, whenever I get married, is probably gonna have to hide the shirt from me. I can tell you that right now. Anyway, so in continuation with the videos just about intimacy, because it just seems like that is the the central theme of everything that Abba is teaching me right now, how to be intimate with him. And so now he was talking to me about the importance of being naked. Um, I mean, quite literally, I was thinking about, I love my kind of nappy. It's not nappy, it's curly, but the world would call it nappy. I love my nappy locks. I love my blemishes, and this camera is like amazing, so you can't even see other blemishes that are really on my face because there's a lot of them. I love my imperfect, almost non-existent, misshapen eyebrows and my crooked smile. I'm not afraid to be naked, but this is true nakedness. See, nakedness is not about taking your clothes off. That's surface. That's only exposing the surface. He's talking about being naked spiritually, exposing your soul to him. See, this right here, this is easy. It's easy to wipe off any type of makeup. It's easy to just let your hair grow the way it's growing out of your scalp. It's easy to do all of that. It's easy to do facial cleansers or put makeup on, and it's easy to be physically naked. It's not easy to be spiritually naked. Because in order to be spiritually naked with Abba, it requires us to be honest with ourselves about a lot of things. Quite recently, I have found myself saying to him very often, I'm not okay. And it's okay that I'm not, because he has given us his Ruach HaKodesh to help us be okay. It's okay to not be okay. Because the thing about it is we have been taught, it's been engraved in us for so long that we have to come to him perfect. We have to respond perfectly to him. We have to be perfect before him. If that were the case, none of us could ever come to him. He is perfecting us, but he does not expect us to be perfect. He expects us to be obedient and naked. Are you okay with saying, you know what? I don't feel like forgiving that person to him? Because the thing about it is, he already sees that you don't feel like forgiving that person. But when you say it to him, you're giving him permission to change that about you. What are we covering up spiritually? What do we have inside of our hearts and our minds that we're hiding from Abba? Or, I'm sorry, we think we're hiding from Abba because he sees it. Oh, he sees it. So that's what he's been talking to me about. Being naked before him. No, I'm not talking about dancing around with your clothes off and acting like a hot, funky fool. I'm talking about not covering yourself. when you're having a hard time obeying, don't say the right thing just because you know it's the right thing to say. Because that is not being spiritually naked. That is covering up your nakedness. There is a cliche statement that's not even biblical that has been going around the body of Mashiach for quite some time. Fake it until you make it. Being fake is being dishonest. Abba has never told us to be dishonest until we're honest. Fake it until you make it is lying. He is not the author of lies or confusion. The father of lies is Hasatan. If you faking it till you make it, your father is Satan, the devil. Instead, we are to come to Abba, come to Yeshua, all you who are burdened in labor, and he shall give us rest for our souls. And I'm pretty sure I butchered that scripture, but you get what I'm saying. We're supposed to come to him. Submit ourselves to him. Confess to him. All of that is saying you're supposed to be naked. If you're covering up how you truly feel when you're talking to him, please understand he sees. He's sovereign. He's all-knowing. He's almighty. He's omniscient. He is that he is. There is nothing about you that he doesn't already know. So, what are you hiding from him? That's what he's after. Sometimes our delays in the things that he's told us he's going to do in our lives come from our unwillingness to be naked. Because some of the things that we're waiting on him to do in our lives, he can't do, because if he does it without us being honest with him, it's going to destroy us. And he's never going to send anything our way, send us into anything. He's never going to do anything in our lives that's going to destroy us. He is not the destroyer. That's Satan again. Sometimes he's silent when we speak to him because we've yet to be honest. We've yet to be naked. And he's waiting to see how long it's going to take for you to tear down that wall. Because the thing about it is, when you aren't able to be naked with someone, emotionally naked, mentally naked, spiritually naked, with someone that you're in relationship with, somewhere in that relationship there's a trust issue. You don't trust them with your heart. You don't trust Abba enough for you to be naked before him. And listen, it's okay to admit that. Because once you admit that, you'll see how much easier it is to be naked before him. Because every time you admit to him the truth about what's in your heart, it gives him permission to remove it. You're telling him in that moment, I trust you with this information. I trust that you know what to do with this information. But every time you guard your heart, here's the funny thing. We guard our hearts and our minds from Abba, but then we pour them out to each other and then become heartbroken because we don't know how to handle each other's hearts and minds and burdens and all that other stuff. So a lot of times we wind up mishandling each other, but the one that we can pour ourselves out to, we hide from. Be naked before him. this past week and a half, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, however long it's been, it's kind of running together now, that I have just been brutally honest with him. Earlier today, I literally just had to cry to feel better. Not because I'm weak, not because I don't think I'm going to get through this, but because I wasn't going to dare bottle that up and allow it to fester so it can come out in an unhealthy or toxic way later on. I had to get it out so that he could deal with it. And here's the thing, let's not get it twisted. I'm not saying that he can't deal with it if you don't hand it to him. What I'm saying is he's that much of a gentleman that he's not going to even touch it until you hand it over to him. He never forces us to do anything. He gives us options. We have to deal with the consequences of whatever choice we make. But he's telling us we can hand it over to him. Now, if we decide not to, then we're going to have to deal with that. Be naked. Be naked. Be naked. I can't say it enough. Be naked. And the more naked I am with him, the more I love myself. And I don't mean in the selfish, worldly, prideful, vain type of love. I mean, the more I'm able to look at what the world would deem as imperfections and be grateful and to love the imperfections I have, to love the blemishes and the thin eyebrows and the crooked smile and the extremely unkempt locks. I'm able to love that about myself because I stand naked before, believe it or not, okay, I put moisturizer in this crap and it's still like, my hair soaks up moisture. But anyway, I'm able to love the parts about myself that the world tells me I should cover up, or I should change, or I should contour. Because I opened up my heart to Abba, and he still loved me anyway. See, it's in our minds that these things are bad. We've been trained by the world to think that we gotta have thick, luscious eyebrows and flawless skin, a perfect, symmetrical face, no moles. You see I got moles in my eyes? No moles. Hair has to be perfectly what we call laid. We've been taught by the world that that's how we're supposed to be in order to be beautiful. But I'm letting you know, in your nakedness, Abba thinks that is way more beautiful than our version of perfection. And once you start being honest with him and naked before him, you'll start to see yourself how he sees you. And how he sees you is beautiful. I wasn't even expecting to go in that direction, but you know what? Have your way, Abba. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I am actually going to watch a movie at 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't know why I'm up right now. I cannot go to sleep. But you guys enjoy yourself. All right? Love you. Shalom.